Okay, y'all. This is the story of how I got beat up. So it all started about a week before I actually got beat up. I think I'm not really sure what happened, but it's the only fight I've ever really been in, and it was a horrible thing at the time, and I thought I was going to die. But it turned out to be a blessing in disguise. It's like really crazy how that works. And then there's more to it after the fight actually happened. So this is what I think happened. I was living in a halfway house with about 10 guys. And I just moved into this halfway house from another halfway house that also had like 10 guys in it. And in this halfway house, my roommate is a high-ranking blood member. So I'm sharing a room with him, and the room was a one-person room, but it had 2 beds in it. There was about a foot and a half space between our beds, and there was about a 3-foot space at the head of the bed, from the bed to the door. And then our beds were against the back walls and the sides, and there was a window in the middle. So in these close quarters, and at nighttime, he didn't really sleep at much, and I didn't really sleep too much either. So we kind of chatted and listened to podcasts and stuff like that. He didn't have a phone or a tablet or something yet, so I had a phone and a tablet, but I didn't really use the tablet too much because I like the phone better for some reason. I forget why, and so I let him use the tablet, and we got to know each other. He had his little storage bin. We stored candy in or whatever. But anyway, the reason why I bring him up is because I was very shy at that time, and I just was sick of everything. I was all by myself, no real friend. I had like one real friend who helped me get through a lot, but other than that, I was just very shy and didn't really want to talk or communicate with people. Messed with me. I just kind of took it, just kind of tried to make the best of a bad situation. But anyway, he kept telling me, like, have confidence, have more confidence, you can do it, just do the right thing, it's all good. So I was like trying to act accordingly. And anyway, so about a couple months pass, and I'm getting ready to go to the next stage of the program. And like at this point, I'm like getting kind of fed up with a bunch of things, and I'm like full of rage because like 10 guys in one house, and we're all going through stuff. We're really close quarters, and we have to do certain things at certain times. It gets to you. And so I'm like trying to be more confident and stuff, I guess. So anyway, this is right when COVID starts. I go into a store by me, and we're not in the greatest of areas. We're in like West Baltimore City, where like a lot of drug dealing and gang activity and violence and that sort of thing happens. So I'm wearing a mask. Everybody, basically almost everybody's wearing a mask. So I go in the store. I'm just minding my business, walking down the aisle to like get in line or whatever, and I walk past this woman. She's like 6 foot tall, like 250 pounds, and she looks at me like, just like, what are you doing? Get away from me. You gotta stay 6 feet away from me. What are you doing? And I was like, whoa. And she, I don't want to catch nothing from you. And I'm like, okay. So I just like get in line, and I'm like really angry at this point, but I'm just like, okay, whatever. I get in the line, and I see this older black guy. Like, he's not even wearing a mask. He just walks past her and does the same thing I did, and she doesn't even say anything. And I'm like, I think this is about race, bro. And then a black lady walks past her, who's like also 60 years old. She was wearing a mask, but she still walked past her, and she didn't say nothing. And I'm like, at this point, I'm like, oh, she's racist. She did that because I'm white. I'm a white boy. So her and her like 5-foot husband, and who's holding their like 1-year-old baby, are get to the cashier, and they're ringing up and everything. Something happens, and it's like taking like 2 minutes. And there's like 5 people in this line, and normally I wouldn't care at all, but like something inside me just snapped, and I went completely out of character, made a big mistake. I went, yo, hurry the fuck up. And she just turned around and said, who are you talking to, white boy? And the husband goes, yo, just step outside, I'll fuck you up. He takes his belt off while he's holding his child. And then I was like, dude, you're holding a baby. And he goes, oh, no problem. Hands the baby over to the mother, wraps the belt around his hand, and I'm looking at him, I'm like, you're planning on whipping me with that belt, I guess. And he's like, yeah, let's step outside. And I'm thinking to myself, dude's like 5 foot, bro. And that's a woman with a child. What am I going to do? Go outside? And I mean, come on, man. It's obvious I'm going to whoop his ass. And then she's going to try to throw punches, and I'm going to have to deal with that somehow without hitting her. And they got a baby. I'm like, nah, I'm not. So I was just like, oh, shit, reality hit. And I was like, what did I do at that point? And then my friend called at that point. So, like, they were, like, doing, like, still yapping. And I'm just, like, on the phone. And then about 5 seconds after my phone call started, the cops walked through the door. And the woman goes, oh, you called the cops, you bitch. You called the cops. You're a bitch. And I'm, like, thinking to myself, like, she thinks that I called the cops after my phone rang, and they showed up in less than 10 seconds. I'm like, yo, she must think white privilege is, like, super real, bro. But the cops be coming in 10 seconds after you call Baltimore City. So anyway, the cops come, they tell me to just go outside or whatever. They're yapping. The cops are trying to calm them down. The cop, like, brushes me off, tells me to go away. As I'm walking away, she yells at me, yo, my cousin is a crack dealer, and he's going to fuck you up. And I was like, and I wanted to go back. I was so mad at that point. I was like, and then I thought about it. I was like, oh, he might kill me. So I walked away and whatever. So, okay, so there's that part of the situation. Then about 3 or 4 days later, I graduate from that house that I was in, and I go to the next phase of the program, which is like a less guys in the house, and you're working more and stuff. So it's in a really bad area. I'm not going to say where, but it's like right off of North Avenue by the graveyard. Bad area. By the BP, bad area. And I did not know that at the time. I just moved into this house. So I had not been there 2 hours, and I realized that I forgot my lockbox that had about $600 in it. I left it at the house. So my roommate, who's now the house manager of that house, was like, yo, I'll bring it over to you, no problem. I'll meet you at the bus stop. So I'm like, okay, I better scope out this bus stop because I'm going to have $600 in my pocket. And I need to make this, like, I need to plan the route. So this is pretty ironic. So I'm wearing a wife beater, basketball shorts with nothing in the pockets, and shoes without socks. And I'm wearing a Jamaican backpack that just got 2 little, like, rope things, and it's like Jamaican colors on the back, and it's like a little satchel thing, backpack. And so I get out of my block, and I walk down the street, and I'm like, around the bend, pretty sure that's the bus stop he's getting off at. So there's like trees overhanging the bus stop. But so like I get out of my street and I start walking, and then I walk like 10 steps and I hear, yo, white boy, it's pretty common. So I turn around and it's like 2 guys, like a regular sized dude, like, like 5'9" and like regular build, and the other guy's like kind of chunky, maybe like 200 pounds, like 6 foot. And they're like, yo, ready. And I'm like, I'm good. And I continue walking. And I'm walking kind of fast, just because I generally kind of walk fast. I walk under this tree to get to this bus stop, and I just, bam! And I thought a tree branch had fell on my head, and then I feel the bag just get yanked straight off me, and the strap, and I fall on the ground, and then the dude just fucking whaps me in the back of the head again. I'm like, oh, fuck. And I have my phone in my hand. I drop the phone, and he takes off with the backpack, and he sees I drop the phone, and goes back and grabs the phone and starts running, and the fat boy just starts walking the other way. And one of my shoes came off, so I pick up my shoe, I look at myself, my knees are all bruised up, my elbows, my wrists and everything all bruised up and everything, and I'm like, oh my God, I just got fucking jacked, and there was nothing even in the backpack. It was like some dirty ass work shirt, like a notebook, and like a poncho, and I just fucking put on the shoe and start running towards him because I want the phone back. And I'm like, yo, bro, the phone is cracked. The phone is cracked. It's not worth anything. Just give me the phone back, please. And he looks back at me, and the look in his eyes was like, I don't know, like just pure anger, rage. And he just looks at me, and then he looks at the phone, sees that it is cracked, and he just gently tosses it on the grass and jogs around the corner. So I go get the phone back, and I'm like, oh, I got the phone, okay, whatever. I'm like, oh, I'm fucked up. I'm like, God damn, there wasn't even anything in that backpack. I don't care about that. So I take the phone, I go across the street just to get away, and Fat Boy's still like kind of like standing sort of where that happened, like a few feet away. And his friend came back from around the corner and saw there was nothing in it, and he's like laughing and like kind of like walking like kind of quickly to his friend, and he like looks at me and starts laughing, and I just went again, pop. Bad decision. This is one of the more bad decisions I've ever made. And I just go, oh no, you did it. And I run towards him, and I'm like gonna fight him. And he sees I'm gonna fight him, and he's like, oh shit, I'm about to get attacked. he like tries to duck me, and he does duck me, and he runs across the street, and I fucking chase after him. And then he squares up, and he's like, bitch, 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 pop, 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 smacks me in my face 3 or 4 times, and I just eat it. And then I was like, oh, I'm going in now, bro. And I go in to get him, and I lock around, and I was going to throw him on the ground, just start pounding his fucking face into the ground as hard as I could. Honestly, I was completely out of my mind. I was in, like, that mode. And his fucking fat little buddy, big buddy, had made his way across the street. He wallowed across the street. And just as I got his boy, and I was going to throw him on the ground, he whaps me on the back of the head again, and I fall on the ground, and then they just start beating the fuck out of me. I mean, beating the fuck out of me. They must have punched me in the back of my head like 5 times, and just kicked me like everywhere, and just they were just wailing on me while I was on my knees, and I was like that, and I was like, if I lose consciousness, they're going to kill me. They're going to smash my head into the pavement and kill me. They're going to kill me. They're going to beat me to death. And at that point, I'm like about to lose consciousness. Like the fuzz is coming in my eyes, and I'm like, this is it. This is it. And the boys or young gentleman who works at the, the mechanic shop or auto shop or whatever, see what's going on. And like 4 of them come out, and they're all like big black dudes, like muscular mechanic black dudes. And then one of them had a tire on, and they were like, yo, he's had enough, leave him alone. We saw what happened. Get the fuck out of here. And then the 2 boys were like, hi, what the fuck? And they were like, yo, what's up? And the other mechanics were like, yo, what's up? We got tire-ons, and there's like 5 of us, bro. And so they eat that and walk away laughing, and I'm on the ground, and the one mechanic comes over, and he's like, yo, you must be the dumbest white boy I ever met. There was 2 of them. What'd you think was going to happen? Are you all right? He was like, get up. And I'm like still like about to lose consciousness. He was like, don't you pass out. You get the fuck up right now, boy. And I'm like, okay, thank you. And he's like, you don't hate black people now, do you? And I'm like, no, dude, you guys are black. It's not because they're black. It's because they're pieces of shit. They're pieces of shit of all colors, bro. I don't know. But, yeah, so I get up, and they take a little video of me, and I'm like, oh shit, this is probably gonna go a world star. I'm gonna be a world star. Like, dudes just beat the fuck out of white boy after robbing him. And I'm like, oh man, maybe they got the fight on camera too, so the people are just gonna be watching me get my ass kicked for like hundreds of years if they choose to view. And I'm like, okay, is what it is. So I'm all fucked up, dripping blood everywhere, black eyes, but nothing broken or like out of place or nothing. But I shit my pants a little bit, like one little shit drop. Like they beat the actual shit out of me, and yeah, that dropped out of my pants because I wasn't. I'm pretty sure I wasn't wearing underwear. Maybe I was, but you know, it's just one of those days. Back in my grimy, whatever. But so I went back, and the ironic thing is that if they had just waited for my boy to show up and then did that, they would have had $600 in that backpack. But they didn't get that. They got a dirty fucking shirt and a poncho and a notebook. But I went back, and I still have that backpack, even though it's broken. I went back in where he went in the alley, and I picked it up, and I took it home. I still have it. It's upstairs. It's a reminder. So anyway, it was about then. I was so terrified of that area, seeing those guys again, because I thought they would bring a gun next time and finish the job. For real. That's what happens. So I was like, I got to get out of here. So about less than a week later, I think it was 4 days later, that happened on Monday, I think, and I moved out on Friday. And I just left, and I went to this house, and now it's pretty much my house. And I have 5 cats and 2 turtles, and everything is amazing. And the only reason, the prompt that prompted me to move and got me where I am today in this great place was those guys scaring the shit out of me so bad that I had to move. So if that had not happened, I might not be in this amazing situation that I'm in now. So I'm walking down the street, and this is about 2.5 years after this happened. So about 6 months before right now, but 2.5 months after that fight happened. So I'm walking down the street, sort of by Lexington Market area, and there's these 4 guys by a liquor store, and they're like selling stuff, you know, whatever. And I'm like, I'm good, you know, and I walk by, and one of the guys wearing a shiesty, but he looks at me and his eyes go, and he goes, get the fuck out of here. And I look at him, and I pretend like nothing's happening, but I go in my head, I was like, that's the guy. That's the guy. And I was just like, yep. And I kept walking, and nothing happened. But I was like, oh my God, what are the chances of that? Like, it's a small city, but anyway, that's the story of how I got the shit beat out of me, and it ended up being a blessing in disguise. Oh, wow, what a great story. Yeah.